So while we're on the topic of unhinged, crazy Congress members, got a quick psycho clip here from Jasmine Crockett, who is trying to, I think, rival AOC for the craziest member of Congress. So quick little blurb of nonsense from her for today.
So unfortunately, we have someone that is occupying the White House. And as far as I'm concerned, he is an enemy to the United States. He swore an oath just like the rest of us. But right now, when you are literally putting us at risk, all because of what? Because you want to convince your followers that you should be a dictator too, that you should never leave the White House because you don't believe that elections should take place. I don't really understand what is going on. And I don't know what it's going to take to get people to wake up.
So what she's saying is hilarious because she's talking about the Ukraine stuff and saying that, asking if Trump wants to prove that he's a dictator and if that's why he's taking a tough position against Zelensky. But Zelensky literally silenced his or what was it? He sabotaged his political opponent. Let me find this clip here. Tulsi put out a clip today that or yesterday saying that Zelensky pretty much sabotaged his political opponent or stopped him from running against him. Tulsi Zelensky. Here we go.
Something that the political establishment and propaganda media don't want you to know. Ukraine's President Zelensky has just banned yet another political opposition party, one that questioned his legitimacy as president, and used Ukraine's Department of Justice to mandate the seizure of this party's members' assets. Now, this is just the latest of Zelensky's actions to do this sort of thing. He began banning major political opposition parties in 2022. When he also started banning TV channels that were associated with his political opponents. And he took over total control of Ukraine's largest television networks, now controlled by their government. Now, Zelensky's presidential term ended on May 20th. He canceled elections in the name of martial law, suspending Ukraine's constitution so that he could stay in power. Now, defenders of Zelensky will say, hey, Ukraine is in the middle of a war. They can't have elections. Just stop for a moment and think, if we accept that excuse or criteria for suspending the Constitution and canceling elections, then we should presume that leaders in our own country and our own establishment media will also use this same excuse and rationale when they suspend our Constitution and our elections, since we too are at war with Russia and China. If you think this sounds crazy, look at what's already going on. They've already started conditioning us to accept a dictatorship by rationalizing their own use of our Department of Justice to target President Trump and other political enemies in their efforts to stay in power.
So it's amazing too is Zelensky seems to have a level of arrogance that the forces out there are convincing him that he's justified to have, and same with this weirdo Keir Starmer, who I'm still mind blown by the way that Trump came out and said that he's a nice guy and he's doing a great job a few weeks ago, and then Zelensky goes running over to Europe crying to Keir Starmer, and then Keir Starmer puts together this stupid, pathetic deal where they're getting them $1.6 billion over the course of a 100-year military agreement, which is hilarious. But they did this whole song and dance yesterday.
In Downing Street, as you heard from the cheers,
oh my God,
full backing across the United Kingdom. We stand with you, with Ukraine, for as long as it takes.
Oh my God.
To achieve what we both want to achieve. And last
but least, thank you very much here, Prime Minister, having me here. People of the United Kingdom, such big support from the very beginning of this war. Thank you. We are very happy in Ukraine that we have such friends.
The fucking music. Now, before you say that just some random person added this corny, cheesy music to it, this is from Keir Starmer's account. Where'd it go? Yeah, this is Keir Starmer's account. He posted that, so he put that gay music over it, and then comes out saying that he wants to put UK boots on the ground in Ukraine, which funny again because the UK barely even has a military. I think it's less than 100,000 people, but this means that U.S. has to pull out of NATO immediately, because if UK boots are on the ground, then that automatically drags us into Article 5, where we're required to get involved because they're attacking a NATO ally. So what exactly are they trying to do here?
The UK is prepared to back.
Oop. Come on.
With boots, the UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air. Together with others, Europe must do the heavy lifting. But to support peace in our continent and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing.
So he says a whole different thing to Trump when he's there in the White House, like to Trump's face, he won't talk tough. But then when he runs away to the UK, he's suddenly talking tough now. I mean, unless I'm going crazy, let's go back and see what he was saying to Trump when he was in the Oval Office. Like, I don't remember him saying anything like this, that you have to do this or you have to do that. I remember him taking a very different tune to Trump. Trump, Starmer. Meeting.
Divide between us that doesn't exist. We're the closest of nations, and we had very.
Here we go.
In conference, Vice President Vance condemned free speech violations in the UK, particularly. Could you respond? What is your message?
I have an idea. We have the man right here. Come on. Let's go, JD. We're putting you on stage.
Great. Yeah, look, I said what I said, which is that we do have, of course, a special relationship with our friends in the UK and also with some of our European allies. But we also know that there have been infringements on free speech that actually affect not just the British. Of course, what the British do in their own country is up to them, but also affect American technology companies and by extension, American citizens. So that is something that we'll talk about today at lunch.
We've had free speech for a very, very long time in the United Kingdom, and it will last for a very, very long time. Well, no, I mean, certainly we wouldn't want to reach across US citizens, and we don't, and that's absolutely right. But in relation to free speech in the UK, I'm very proud of our history there.
Yeah, I don't like that they let him just say that and get away with it when it's clearly not true. But let's see where.
In the near future, we'll be announcing.
Oh, this is the full thing. Trying to get a quick clip of them talking about Ukraine specifically. Ukraine.
Ukraine to be part of NATO as part of this deal. Are you willing to budge on that at all, or is it a firm?
Well, I could be very nice and say, oh, well, we'll work to it. Look, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. That's what started this whole thing. Biden said that, and all of a sudden the gun started. That was one of the primary reasons this started. And this was long before President Putin. They never said it was an impossibility. So we can say, oh, gee, well, we'll try. But that's something that's just not going to happen. And then the other question I ask is about the land. Will you get your land back? Well, they've fought long and hard on the land, and you and I will be discussing that. And we're going to certainly try and get as much as we can back. But on the NATO, it's just not, that's not going to happen. Yeah, please.
The Europeans want an...
Ooh, so here we go. By the way, 51 minutes ago, apparently, Trump pauses all military aid to Ukraine. Oh, boy. From The Guardian, Donald Trump pauses all U.S. military aid to Ukraine. Let's see. What is this? Yes, so the United States has paused military aid to Ukraine after President Trump clashed with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy in the Oval Office. A White House official confirmed with Reuters on Monday. The official said the U.S. is pausing and reviewing aid to ensure it is contributing to a solution. Reuters reports the pause will last until Trump determines the country's leaders demonstrate a good faith commitment to peace, according to Bloomberg and Fox reports. Quote, this is not a permanent termination of aid, it's a pause. Fox News quoted a Trump administration official as saying, Bloomberg reported that all U.S. military equipment not currently in Ukraine would be paused, including weapons in transit, aircraft, and ships waiting on transit areas in Poland. It added that Trump ordered Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth to execute the pause. The reports came hours after Trump told reporters at the White House that he had not discussed suspending military aid to Ukraine, but added the Zelensky, quote, should be more appreciative of Washington's support. Nearly 3 years into the war, Washington has committed billions of dollars in Ukraine aid. Look at that. He is not going to like that. Maybe he will think again before he comes here and tries to shit all over America. Let's see. Then this is interesting. What do we have here? The freaking New York Times. Their freaking paywall. U.S. Europe has a. Damn it. Europe faces a huge bill. Here. I'll show you the headline because I'm not going to pay for the New York Post. Screw that. It's the. Will not cross that line. Europe faces a huge bill to defend Ukraine aid. Investors are thrilled. European defense stocks soared on Monday after the region's leader vowed to take on the heavy lifting of Ukraine, defending Ukraine from Russia. What the hell are they talking about? UK doesn't even have a freaking military. Size of European militaries. Let's see. So you guys know that they completely stopped investing in their militaries. Like after the Cold War, they just totally lean on the United States. There's this great chart or article somewhere that shows like exactly what I showed you guys a few weeks ago too. Shows exactly the size of what their military was before and after the Cold War. And it's insane. It went from like millions per year to or like millions of soldiers in each country to like less than 100,000 in each country. Let's go one by one. Size of UK military. It's only from 2012, but yeah, look at this. What is this number in thousands? So 138,000 is what they have in their military right now. And Starmer's talking about boots on the ground. More than 138,000 people have died from both sides of Russia and Ukraine. And you want to send your entire freaking military there for something that doesn't need to be happening? Well, actually, that's not too surprising of him because he looks like a robot psycho. Let's see. Defending Europe without the U.S. First estimates of what is needed. Oh, boy. Some in Europe may be frustrated with Brussels. Is this a recent article? Where is this from? Quantifying the Russian threat. Europe needs... First priority is to continue supporting Ukraine with experienced military is currently the most effective deterrent against Russia attacking EU. Ukraine decides that... I mean, we don't even need to go through this. They can't do it. So, size of France military. You know, I got a better one. Size of European militaries. There's a chart somewhere. It's the perfect chart. By year. What? Italy is the biggest one? What? Oh, here it is. This is a great chart. Statista lets me see it. Yes. So let's see. Wow. Why is Italy bigger than everybody? That's crazy. So Italy and France are the biggest. Then who's gray? Spain? Who would have thought that? Italy, France, yeah, you would think that, but Italy, France, and Spain? What? So, what? And Ireland's bigger than... Where's the United Kingdom? Yeah, Ireland's bigger than the United Kingdom. That makes no sense. That makes no freaking sense. So the United Kingdom was 318,000 1989 and just starts cascading downward and is at 149,000 by 2019. Whew. So yeah, there you go, Ukraine. Have at it. Have at it. The biggest one, so guys, like, what are we talking about here? Russia's got millions of people in their military. If you enjoyed the short clip, click right here to watch the full episode, and remember to subscribe to the channel. God bless.